Lori Gelman for Howdini.com. And if you're already excited about this magical castle cake, then I hereby declare that you too can make this in your kitchen. And we're going to find out how to make this cake for a boy or a girl. To show us how, we turn to our friend Lieve Hansen for the Betty Crocker Kitchens. Hey Lieve, how are you?
Hi Lori.
Now that is a very impressive looking cake.
Well, thank you.
But complicated if you don't know what you're doing.
Well, if you take it step by step, you can do it.
I believe you. Step one, let's go.
Okay, well you're going to need 4 8-inch square cakes. And I've chilled these in the freezer for about 30 minutes so that they're not going to have as many crumbs when we cut them.
Okay.
Now, to make your tiers of your castle more level, I recommend cutting off the domes on your cake. Okay? So I'm going to use a serrated knife and go ahead and do that. Then I'm going to use about 1/3 of a cup and scoop it right on top. Then I'm going to spread it evenly. So now that that's done, I'm going to take the next cake, invert it, and put it right on top and try to center it. And again, another 1/3 of a cup. Okay, and we're going to do one more layer.
Ooh,
nice and tall.
Good.
Okay, and you can push it down a little bit to try to make it more level. Now this one, we're going to cut into quarters. I'm going to put a little dollop of frosting, spread it a little bit, and that'll be the glue for starting the next tier of the castle.
Ah.
And just repeat that. Okay, and we're just going to use one more layer on top. Now we're going to cut this one in quarters again to get about 2-inch squares.
Are we going up even higher?
We're going to do a 3rd tier.
Oh.
And we're just going to do 2 for that. So now we're ready to do a crumb coat.
What's a crumb coat?
A crumb coat is basically a thin layer of frosting that we spread over the entire cake, and that will seal in some of the crumbs so that your final coat is nice and clean. And I've actually have one ready to go that we can start doing the final coat on.
Great. I'll move this. You get that.
Great, thank you.
That looks fancy already.
Yeah, for a little grander presentation, we put it on a pedestal.
That looks great.
Great. So now we're going to start the final coat.
How pristine do you have to be with this?
So as close as you can to get a flat finish, the better. I just like to get all the icing on first, and then I'll try to flatten it out. So now I have this lip of icing, and I'm going to start to slice it off, running my spatula in. Don't start on your cake.
Inside.
You want to start from outside and slice it in and over. So now it's the fun part. We get to start decorating.
Oh, great. I mean, it looks good enough already, but okay, let's do it.
I have a plate of sanding sugar here. This is pink sanding sugar, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these ice cream cones, ice them in the pink frosting, and you're going to roll it in the sanding sugar to get a nice glistening effect.
Sanding sugar you can buy at the grocery store?
You can.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to put it here, and you could just put your fingers in and roll it around.
Okay.
And I'll start the next one. You're going to need 5 of these. Okay, so now we're ready to put them on the castle.
Is there a trick?
Well, basically, I would put your fingers in here and then hold at the top and just balance it very gently and place it on. And just sort of push it in a little bit to the icing to make sure it adheres. Great. And 1 for the top.
Beautiful.
Okay. So now we're going to add some accents and candy.
Oh, good.
Well, I have some sugar cubes,
Okay.
some little stars, and some gum balls, and some little wafer cookies. Okay. So the sugar cubes, you can just place them. We're going to put these little stars up here, and we'll use our frosting as the glue.
Okay.
Just dip it in a little bit. And then maybe some of these gum balls. One over there.
Purple.
So now we're going to create the doors and the windows. And I'm going to use these little wafer cookies. And use 2 for the door. And then I've cut some a little shorter to make for the windows.
Oh, cute.
So I'm going to pipe on some accents. And there you have it.
This looks so gorgeous. Any little girl would love to have this at their party. Look at that.
Thank you.
Oh, but the final touch?
Candles.
Birthday candles. Two more right in the front. And then
Perfect.
you light them up and sing happy birthday. That's so great. This is very girly girl, though. Can you do a boy's castle?
Sure, you can just frost it with chocolate and maybe change the color palette. Use some yellow and blue and red candies. And you can change the wafer cookies to chocolate or vanilla.
Oh, that's a great idea. And put a moat.
Definitely
and
a dragon.
Damsel in distress. I'm trying to think of like a sword. All that
I love
stuff.
it.
I love it too. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. I'm Lori Gelman for Howdini.com.